Greetings and welcome to Mutable Fire. This is a reading by the Order of the Twin Sun, known as the Great Mirror. Okay, Mutable Fire is Sagittarius energy, and the mystery when it comes to this points to the third house and the surrounding houses. That is the second, third, and then the fourth houses. Okay, usually this indicates on issues that require some form of hearth, some form of spiritual ashram, a temple or a structure that's the energy of Guru, the energy of Jupiter and Brahaspati, the energy of Sagittarius can tap into, because what is sought after is truth, and truth often takes through the realm of time and space. Okay. Truth is what is remnant. Truth is what lasts. Okay, if you can see in ancient cultures, the structures of truth, okay, are usually highly charged with cultural or religious undertones that are artifacts of time. Okay, these are the things that are that are carved out in stone, and are physical representations of an emotional or strongly religious or spiritual need. Okay, and this is what the other represents often for the energy of Sagittarius. Okay, that's a new one. I really rather like that take. So let's move forward. So the Great Mirror is a 9-card spread, and essentially there is a way to see on an energetic level how two opposing parties may find a sense of harmony or disharmony. It really depends on the general influence that is brought about in the reading, that is understood through the reading, of a particular situation or relationship you may be dealing with, that Sagittarius may be dealing with. Okay? Let me try to get this ant off without killing it. So, please take only what you will. This is intended to guide, to show the light into any form of unknowing darkness that may be occurring. There is a general theme of karma that is tied to the energy of Cancer, the 4th and the 10th house, Cancer and Capricorn. Okay, what can be learned through this is an ability, excuse me, an ability to become a student or a master, become a student or a master of what we create. Okay, this usually has to do with finding the cornerstone, excuse me, and surrendering it in some sort of way. This has to do with an element of sacrifice. Okay, this is between you and the other person in terms of karma, in terms of energy, some form of sacrifice, letting loose in order to make things work. Okay, this is a sacrifice of what is perceived in a rite of passage, what is perceived in terms of a way of doing things in order to look good, and perhaps this is something that is no longer the concern, yet it was. So usually this indicates the path of Leo, the path of pioneering, enabling oneself to find on a higher level, on a more evolved level, the path of Dharma, which is the ability to stand by truth and to stand by knowledge in its most fiery representations. Okay, and there's a surrendering of this. The 5 and the 11 are also activated. If there is something about what you do in terms of a situation with another, it's going to involve primarily, um, excuse me, letting go of nostalgia, letting go of the past completely, letting go of a need that may stem from an element of nurturing the inner child, letting that go, okay? And how much does one party or another want to do that? It's really difficult because the terms and conditions that stem from childhood, whether conscious or unconscious, may stem very deeply in a rooted way that can be ineffably or inevitably intrinsically linked with the karma of that person. It needs to be executed, it needs to be fulfilled. So not exactly the most ideal in terms of this, because the shield is let down, the ability to protect oneself is let down in this type of situation. But I believe for the energy of Sagittarius, there's a portal or a shift, a new world emerging. Okay, and in the world card, there's a lot of fixity in this, an ability to find altruistic clarity, also to understand through the eclipse that occurred very recently in Taurus, some of this altruism, okay? There also is an ability for you to understand that what you give to this person is primarily perspective and vision, okay? Vision for them to understand and to purify their past karmas, their past lives. At the same time, they provide for you a sense of stability, but the backs are turned to each other. The backs are turned, and there is an alignment here that allows for clear sight, clear seeing. Okay, and I like this general reading, at least on a conscious level, because it allows for perspective to enter. Okay, this type of situation, this type of relation. Primarily, though, on the deep end, we have the 5 of rods here. This type of situation, uh, it produces an inevitable outcome that makes you question the structure of design. It makes you question the structure of an ashram, a place of home, okay, an internal world that may be your own, but also allows for truth to resound within that structure, okay, and this type of situation on a deep end is or potentially is potentially it is the 3 of rods in reverse. Okay, so this allows, it would be the 3 or it says it'd be the 3 or the 2 of rods. Okay, so the 2 to the 3 of rods. Usually this has to do with the ascendancy of Jupiter when it approaches the threshold of what we have been waiting for in the east to rise. Okay, along with the sun. So what does this mean? Also, there's a pointing to the 2 and the 3. I don't like the swords energy when it comes to the unconscious elements of this. I mean, it's not so bad because it's in the reverse here, the 3 of swords in reverse, which usually allows for freedom of mind, okay? Freedom of mind. But there is a psychological undertone here that has a vice grip on this person's side of the story that is karmically entwined in the energy of necessity and facility, in the energy of in the cusp of the 10th house. Okay, I'm saying energy way too much, god damn it. Let's see here. There also is something about you that may stand at the precipice of crisis when it comes to this. Crisis being required in order to find the scissors and cut what is needed to be cut in a type of situation. If you're cutting the 10th house, okay, and you're meeting this person with that energy, then usually it means it indicates the cutting of a karmic tie or cutting of some form of karma that is essentially too great to bear, too great to handle. I am at an airport right now. So The thing is that you are poised at the crisis point. You are poised there, and there's an element of patience that is required. And if you don't have the patience, then it turns into stagnation. That's the trick when it comes to this type of situation. But perspectives are being sought out. You are being activated by Taurus. Okay, and Taurus is the second house, right? So it's 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. That's 7 houses away, okay? That is your seventh house, according to the ascendant principles, the Lagna. And with this, there is a perspective through the other of a shift of perspectives that allows you to find how things are, how you are seeking, how you are needed to seek a sense of wholeness in the structures that you are bringing about in the spiritual dimension. Okay, this allows you to seek out new spiritual dimensions outside of this connection that perhaps you have been trying or actively mastering all along. Okay, the energy of Gemini is the emergent card in all of this. Also, there is the Nine of Swords. There is a fear that you are possibly manifesting a way out. Okay, and I never saw actually the moon crescent on the Knight of Pentacles. Anyways, I'm sort of meandering here, but essentially what I see here is in an elementary way to bring forward a voice of mastery, but also a voice of the student, and to understand that within this type of connection, it would require the understanding that a lot has gone through, a lot of water has passed under the bridge, and also there is something about the structure that Sagittarius is trying to chiefly architect, okay, that is of a different dimension outside of this thing. And that is what I have for you. In terms of advice, by the way, yes. Okay, and the 7. Okay, there's a way to loosen intensity by letting go. Okay, if this is an intense connection, there's a way to let go and to let be. There is a way also to become, to use the mind to become sensible in all of this, to find common sense and to be sensible. And this is allowed through the eclipse energy, okay? And once again, that activates a selfless capacity in Sagittarius through the 7th house. Selfless capacity through the 7th house, okay? Oh, that is what I have. Bye-bye.